Good evening, Northern Colorado. This is N0NYY, November 0, November Yankee Yankee. Bart, I am located in Evans, and I will be net control for this evening's NCARC TechNet. The purpose of this net is to shed light upon subjects that people have had questions about, to share information pertaining to ham radio, and it's all about questions and answers or subjects of discussion. And this is a good opportunity to feel free to bring up anything. No question is dumb if you're sincere in asking it. When checking into the net this evening, I ask that you would give your call alphabetically, such as N0NYY. Give your call phonetically using the standard ITU phonetics, November 0, November Yankee Yankee in my case. Give us your name and your location. Usually net control knows most of the people that are on, but it's good for new hams to get an idea of how far, where everybody is and all that kind of thing. Gee, I wish I heard somebody in Fort Collins. I would be able to go ask them questions or something. Check-ins are strictly for keeping count of how much participation there is. There is no check-out ever required. If anyone has emergency or priority traffic, use the word break and we will suspend the net and to deal with your emergency or priority traffic. When you have completed your traffic, we will then resume the net. Membership in NCARC is not required, but always encouraged, of course. When we take check-ins this evening, I will do groups of 3. And after the group of 3, I will acknowledge the 3 that have checked in. And we will open our check-ins this evening with the check-ins from Echolink. Is there anyone on Echolink that wishes to check in now?
Mark, this is K0HAK, Kilo 0, Hotel, Alpha, Kilo, Dave, and I am checking in from Texas tonight.
Okay, I heard the station attempt to check in. You had such a strong echo that I was not able to make out any of what you said. If you happen to be listening with an HT in the room as well, please turn the volume down on that. And let's go ahead and try that check-in again.
Okay, Bart, that didn't work. This is K0LEE, Lee in Greeley.
K0LEE, good evening, Lee in Greeley. Okay, any other Echolink check-ins this evening?
Howdy, Bart. This is K0HAK, Kilo 0, Hotel Alpha Kilo, Dave, and I am checking in from Texas tonight.
K0HAK, got you, Dave. Did you say Texas? Your audio is a little bit light, but I think I got everything except the location.
Yes, sir, that's right. I'm here for the eclipse today.
Excellent. Very good, very good. Any other Echolink check-ins? All right, we will take check-ins with people from calls. Suffix is Alpha through Mike. Suffix is Alpha through Mike. Please call net now. We'll go 3 at a time, and then we'll acknowledge. This is
Foxtrot 0, Oscar Delta Delta, KF 0, ODD, Paul from Berkeley.
This is N0EMP, November 0, Echo Mike Papa, in Fort Collins with Debbie, K0DBE, Kilo 0, Delta Bravo Echo, no traffic. Very good. That would make to acknowledge KF0ODD, N0EMP, and K0DBE. Next group of 3, suffix is Alpha through Mike, please.
K0MLG, Kilo 0, Mike, Lima Golf, Marty, Fort Collins, with some traffic.
KA2AUZ, Kilo Alpha, United Zulu, Paul in Milliken.
This is AE0CF, Alpha, Echo 0, Charlie, Foxtrot, Ben, Fort Collins.
All right, we'll take a break there. I would like to acknowledge K0MLG, Marty, with traffic. KA2AUZ and AE0CF. Next group of 3, go ahead, please.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo, X-Ray, Foxtrot, Randy, Fort Collins, Mobile.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Golf, Quebec, India, Doc in Pierce. AE0KO, Alpha Echo 0 Kilo Oscar, Brad in Wellington.
Okay, we'll break there. Doc in Pierce, would you go again, please? I had a background for a moment and missed your call sign. Sorry.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Golf, Quebec, India.
All right. Thank you. I would like to acknowledge KE0REF, KF0GQI, and AE0KL. Next group of three. We're still on suffixes alpha through Mike. Please call now.
This is KJM, Whiskey 0, Kilo Juliet Mike, Kyle, Fort Collins.
KJM, good evening, Kyle. Somebody doubled with Kyle at the beginning. Doubling station, please go again. Okay, nothing hurt. Next group of three, please call now. Suffixes alpha through Mike, please.
Whiskey 0 Delta Papa Charlie W0 DPC Donald, 2 miles northeast of Longmont, Colorado.
Alrighty, that acknowledges W0 DPC. Okay, we'll open up to all suffixes. Any and all suffixes, again, try for 3 at a time. Please call now.
This is KC8 LQS, Kilo Charlie 8, Lima, Quebec, Sierra, Fort Collins, Pete.
This is W5VV, Whiskey 5, Victor, Bill, Livermore. This is K0AZA, Kilo 0, Alpha, Zulu Alpha, Ron in Fort Collins.
All right, now we'd like to acknowledge KC8LQS, W5VV, and K0AZA. Next group of three, please call now.
W0 RCR, Whiskey 0, Romeo Charlie Romeo with traffic, Pete, Pinewood Reservoir.
November 0 Alpha November Golf, N0 ANG, Angie, Loveland.
N0 BNK, November 0 Bravo November Kilo, Rick in the port.
Okay, and that would like to acknowledge W0RCR, N0ANG, and N0BNK. Next group of three, please call now.
This is Kilo 3 Sierra Alpha Delta, K3SAD, George and Windsor, no traffic.
Okay, that would acknowledge K3SAD. Good evening, George. And also, Pete, W0RCR, I copied that you had traffic. I failed to mention that in my acknowledgement. My apologies. Any other check-ins for the moment? And we will take late check-ins through the evening if necessary, if anyone comes in later on. Any other check-ins, please call Net Control now.
KG6 OPC, Kilo Golf 6, Oscar Bravo Charlie, Justin Mobile. Kilo
No traffic.
Okay, we had a double and another double, and that would acknowledge KG6OBC Justin. The last station that called, you ended with the word no traffic. Please call again, and there was another doubling station. We'll catch you next. No traffic station, call again, please.
This is Kilo Echo 0 Yankee Alpha Victor, Eric in Windsor, no traffic.
And the other doubling station, go ahead.
Oscar, Roger in Windsor.
Another complete double, Roger in Windsor, go again.
AF7MO Alpha Foxtrot 7, Mike Oscar, Roger in Windsor.
Doubling station, go ahead.
Whiskey Alpha 7, Echo Mike, Ed and Erie, no traffic.
Okay, we're going to break for a moment. VOA7EM, you went way too fast for me. Ed in Windsor, is that correct?
Ed and Erie, good evening.
Erie, got it. I'm old and I write slow, and I think even slower, so. Had a lot of fast ones in there, but I think I got them all. So, after George, we had KG6OBC Justin, we had KE0 Yankee Alpha Victor, we had AF7MO, and WA7EM. Are there any corrections on that group that I just announced? Very good. Any other stations wishing to call, please call Net Control now. We'll try for 3 in a row is what I should say, not 3 at a time. 3 in a row. Let's try again. Alrighty. Again, we will take check-ins as necessary throughout the net tonight. Going down the list here, let's see. Marty, K0MLG, you have traffic, and I'm terribly afraid that I know what it is, and I was kind of bummed to hear that, if that's what it is. Anyway, KJOMLG, go ahead with your traffic, please.
Well, before I do, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you referring to that you would be incredibly bummed, Bart? Oh, that's not what this is about. This is about the Colorado Marathon. May 5th, it can be a very early morning for some operators and not so early for others. If you are interested in being a volunteer for the Colorado Marathon on May 5th, please get a hold of me. I will give you contact information short. Probably need help with aid stations, sag wagons. I have dispatch, which some people call NCS, but it's not net control. It's actually a dispatch position because it's not a net. It's we run it a little bit differently. It's a fun time, right? The owners treat us very well. We have nice polo shirts with the marathon logo provided for us, and we have lunch afterwards, which is a pizza party, and we've been doing this at Lee Martinez Park. It's towards the finish line, but not at the finish line. It's quiet. We can get together and debrief, and sometimes this is the only time several of us have a face-to-face over the year, either this marathon or the equinox in September. And be ready to copy some information. I will give you my email and phone number, Brady. Email is Kilo Charlie 0 Quebec Oscar Kilo at Gmail. That's my alias call sign. And phone number is 970-219-6768. If you're interested in volunteering for the Colorado Marathon May 5th, and also the Equinox Marathon is coming up on September 17th, but I'll bring that up on the air a little later in the year. Any questions for me?
FAD.
Go ahead, George.
I noticed the marathon's on May 5th. Can we wear a sombrero?
Yeah. You could even drink Dos Equis after the marathon.
Very good. Back to net.
Any other questions?
RCR with a question.
Go ahead.
Is this race listed on the website? So I'm driving mobile and I'm not able to write down your email.
On the NCARC website, it should be. I haven't went to look. If anybody has a computer handy that can look for that and make sure there's contact information on that website. If there's not, there's probably somebody here that can add that that's listening tonight. I'll double check. If it's not on there, I'll send an email out to get my contact information put on the NCARC site.
K0AZA, it's there, Marty. Information for Marty. So I'll handle that when we get done with the net. Any other questions for Marty? Please go.
Delta Papa Charlie with a question.
Go ahead, Donald.
What is the approximate brief description of the route of the marathon, if you would please? I'm not familiar with it. Over.
That's if I have this. The start, the full marathon start, is up Clear Canyon at Stevens Gulch. And I should know this. I've done it for 20 years or better. The exact mile marker or how many miles from the mouth of the canyon / Ted's place. There's a few miles up the canyon. Comes down to 287. It runs 287 towards the port and then takes 54G, I think that is, into the port, the old 287. And it goes in, up and over the hill, down into the port, right to catch the Poudre schools, and at that point in time it goes through the parking lot, gets on the Poudre River Trail system, follows that down through Lee Martinez Park, and then comes and exits the park and ends up at Washington Park, which is at Mason and the Port Avenue, and if you're familiar with the area, that used to be the City of Fort Collins Police Services, Police Department, just south of Washington Park. Also, the website for them will give you complete details on the race course.
Thank you very much. Whiskey Zero Delta Papa Charlie, over.
Yeah, I don't have the website right off the top of my head. I'm sitting in my car. Just Google Colorado Marathon 2024. It'll pop you right up. I think it's FortCollinsMarathon.com if I remember right. But the race course will be there. It can be an early morning one, like the people that are up the canyon need to be on duty around 5:30 in the morning. It's just a heck of a lot of fun though, and we're done at noon. And traditionally, we have always followed the last runner. It's not mandatory, but that's just what we do, and it's just a really fun time. And Bart, Ron, when you check the website, and it's on there. If no other questions, back to Nick, K0MLG.
Sorry, Marty, we doubled. Go again.
Well, I said you and Ron doubled. He double-checked the NCARC site, and the contact information for me is on there.
Very good. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Marty. Any other questions? Okay, hearing none. W0RCR, you had traffic this evening. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Marty. Quick question. I was unpacking boxes, and I found an old Uniden President 22510 radio that I probably used in high school. And I connected it up, and I could hear, but I could not transmit. I'm guessing it may be broken. Do you think it's worth trying to open it up and repair?
So the dual band or single band, I think that's a 2-meter radio, is it not?
Yes, it was a single sideband. I mean, it was from the late 80s, high school. And it worked great in the day for listening in on traffic, but now all I can hear is some 10-meter, but I can't seem to transmit.
Well, in my opinion, every radio is worth looking at, and if you decide, you have a schematic for it in the manual.
I'm sure I can find a schematic online. I was just wondering, because, it's solid state in there, and is it... I don't want to be just saying, hey, I'm going to replace a motherboard, but is it components? Do you think it might have components that might be replaceable instead of just replacing the whole insides of it?
Yes, absolutely. And I do a lot of that kind of work myself. So feel free to give me an email or a call. My email is good on QRZ. And if you want to tackle it, I'll be happy to look over your shoulder. If you just want advice on it, I'll be happy to give you that. If you want me to take a look at it, I'll be happy to do that as well.
Okay, great. Thanks, Bart. Appreciate it. I might open it up next week and see what it looks like inside and hit you up if I have any questions. Thanks. Back to Ned.
Go ahead, Marty.
The 2510 Uniden 2510.
Roger that.
Oh, it's definitely worth fixing. Those things didn't lose any value. There's people that'll buy those.
Cool. That's what I was hoping for. I just didn't know what haven't opened it up, see what the insides look like. Not quite sure what's wrong with it, but I'm up for a challenge.
Like worth fixing. I mean, if you had to put $200 into it, that's not, but probably a simple fix. That's all I had for you, K0MLG.
Alrighty, let's see. I had Marty's traffic, and I had Pete's traffic, and I felt like somebody else had told me they had traffic for the net this evening, but I failed to make a note of it. So first of all, if someone did tell me you had traffic for the net, and it wasn't Marty and it wasn't Pete, please call Net Control now with your traffic. Okay, could have been my mistake. Does anyone have any other traffic or questions for the net this evening? Please call now.
WW8L, late check-in.
WW8L, I should know that name. Oh, Tim. Yeah. And, except I forget where you are.
Right now I are at CSU.
Taking a linguistics course. Okay, good job, Bob. Good to hear you. Sorry, I just couldn't resist. All right. Any other topics or questions for the net this evening? All right, we had about 35 check-ins for the net this evening. I would like to thank each and every one of you for checking in. It's always good to hear folks on the net. The more the merrier. And let's see. This is not the Wednesday of the Loveland lunch, so I won't announce that. Every other Wednesday, I will mention it. Every other Wednesday in Loveland at Perkins, there is a luncheon. This is not the Perkins in Loveland week. Every Wednesday, the Greeley Wars Wild Amateur Radio Society group has a lunch over in Greeley. Thought I would mention that. And when there's not the one in Loveland, I usually go to the Wars one, so do several other people. So, hope to see people at lunch on Wednesday. I would like to thank everyone for their participation. I will return the repeater to its normal service right at about 6:30.
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. For more information, visit our website, ncarc.net. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.